Hello everyone, very good morning and good evening to all. Let us start our today's session. Let us log into IICS. So whenever we are going to log in with IICS, make sure that you have started the services. Okay. So just to go to this services here. So always go to the service, click on any one service and press I. Then it will go to Informatica Cloud Secure Agent. Okay. So you can restart the service, wait for 10 to 15 minutes. So whenever you are going to start work on, okay, so just before 10 to 15 minutes, please start the services. Okay, this Informatica services. So if you started for today, no need to start again. Okay, so don't uninstall this Informatica Secure Agent. So if the service has stopped, you can start it. So always just go to administrator page of this services. So go to this runtime environment and check whether all the services are up and running. Okay, here in my system, so not all the services are up and running, right? So just go inside, so you can check which service is not up and running. Okay, so in my system, process server is not up and running, so it is starting up. So that's fine. Process server we are going to use for application integration. So sometimes we may have some issues, okay, in the secure agent or configuration files or in our OS also. Sometimes this process server may not up and running. That's fine. So we will leave it. So we need other services. Okay. I hope you should have already installed this HR schema. So as of now, we are going to read the data from this HR schema by using Informatica, and we are going to load into this core schema table, T underscore employees. In core schema, initially we will not have any tables. So we have to create. So we are going to make this HR schema tables as source and core schema tables as target as of now. But later point of time, we are going to make flat file as source, flat file as target, or Snowflake or AWS or Salesforce. So all this we are going to make source and target. Okay. So if you see this particular setup, so this is the Oracle. Okay, we have, right? So we have admins user, HR user, and core user. In HR user, we have some tables. So we have some tables, employees. So we have by default, we have 7 tables. We should have already imported. If it is 21C, we have to implicitly we have to import it. And if it is 11G, it will be already available in HR schema. So we are going to make this HR schema source, then core schema as target, right? And we may use any RDBMS, any flat files, any cloud as a source. And we are going to make similarly any RDBMS, any flat files, any cloud also in the target. We can use SQL Server or Snowflake or GCP, AWS, Azure, or Salesforce also. We can make it as a source and target. We will do that later point of time. So if it is a table, then we have to create a connection. Okay, if it is a table, if it is RDBMS or cloud, so we have to create a connection. If it is a flat file, okay, if it is a flat file, we have to create a path, right? So this is normal use case we will do in our PowerCenter. But in IICS, even if it is a flat file, we have to create a connection. Okay, the path we have to mention, but we have to make the connection only. Okay, so how can we do that? We'll see that one. Okay, just I will go to this SQL developer. Okay, you can do after this session and just to watch it. I'm just to log into HR schema. Okay, then core schema here. So I will select the table, select start from employees. You can see, so how many records are there? So we have 107 records. So we should have created already table here, right? Select start from T underscore employees. T is nothing but just for our reference. We are making that it's a target. Okay, target tables. T means a target. Okay, we are just for our reference, we are making. In real-time project, it may be dim underscore employees, right? Dimension table. So how can we create this table? So I already explained, but one more time I will explain. Just to go connect to this admin schema and create this way. So create table name where we are creating core T underscore employees as select star from HR dot employees where 1 equal to 2, right? So just we have to create this one. So where we have to execute in admin schema. Similarly, we can create so all the target tables. Just to copy it. So 7 tables we can create. Okay, T underscore employees, go for departments. Okay, departments. HR dot departments table. Okay, so departments this way, HR dot departments. Similarly, location. So like this, you create all the tables. I will give you some exercise today. So please try to complete it. Okay, the locations. So I'm just creating this table. Since I already created this one, so keep the cursor here. Always use semicolon. Okay, semicolon represents end of the statement. So if you keep the cursor here, then control enter, SQL developer will execute the statement alone. So either we can select and execute or keep the cursor here, control enter. Then we can say the departments table has been created, right? Similarly, locations. Similarly for other tables also, location, jobs. So you can create. You go to this one, just to select star from T underscore departments. You can find get a table, but it doesn't have any data. Similarly for locations also. So first we will do the data load for this employees table. Here, if you see this setup, so this is a setup. We have the employees table, departments, location. Similarly, we have to create other tables here. And this connection we have to create. This connection we have to create. Okay, just to go inside this administrator. If you go to your real-time project, you can go to this connections. You can find a lot of connections will be available. Multiple pages will be there. So here also, whenever we are creating new connections, all this connection will be available. So you may ask questions, can we export these connections to a new account? Yes, we can export it, but it will not export the credentials. It means it will not export the password, but all other details it will export. So you have to go to the new account, you have to enter the credential. That means you have to enter the password. Click on new connection here. Just click on new connection. And here we are going to make the connection name Oracle underscore SRC. SRC is nothing but source. If you want to describe this connection, you can describe. And what is the type? So type is we have to select the driver here. So Oracle here, right? So select this Oracle, but automatically it will select. So where we have to create the connection, we can create the connection in 2 different secure agent. One is local secure agent, another one is cloud hosted agent. If you are creating connection in cloud hosted agent, while running the mapping or task flow, you have to choose this connection only. But always create a connection in local. Okay. So local secure agent, because normally this is what the companies will do, that all the credentials they will keep in local secure agent only. So Oracle is on-prem. Yes, correct. So username. So what is the username for source? HR, right? Lowercase. So username and passwords are case sensitive. So please use the same one. So how do we know that all this information? So always you in real-time project also, you will be getting some TNS entry, right? If you go to this right click, go to properties. So you can find host name, port number, SID or service name, right? So if you have already installed Oracle 11G, then it is HR, host is local host. Local host, it means the server name. Okay, local host means local system. Port number by default 1521. Oracle will use that default port number. Service name. See, please remember the service name XE for 11G. Okay, so XE for 11G. So please make sure that you may get some doubts here. So if it is Oracle 11G, then you have to use this XE. If you have already installed Oracle 21C, then it is XCP DB1, right? So Express Edition pluggable database. So this is the service name you have to use. If it is Oracle 21C, if you are getting any connection error, so please make sure that what is the connection you have used. If you want, just go to your SQL developer, open it, and HR schema, right? So properties, you can see what is the service name available here. If it is connecting here, then Informatica also should connect, because SQL developer is one service, right? One application. If it is connecting to Oracle database, then our Informatica also should connect. So schema, okay, we don't have any schema, then this is a code page. So what is this code page? I will explain this code page later, but we will build all the details. Just click on test connection. Then the test for this connection was successful. Okay, save this connection. So one time we have to create the connection. That's it. Then close it. So connection we have saved, right? And click on new connection. Why we have to create one more connection? Because we have to create one more connection for core schema, right? Yes, we have to create. So similarly, I'm just creating Oracle underscore TGT. Okay, target. What is the connection here? Type Oracle here. Then select the secure agent, local secure agent, and username will be core, password will be core, and host name will be localhost, service name will be XC. Just click on this test connection. Connection was successful. Save this. That's it. We created two connections, right? So one is to point this source schema. The another one is this target. Okay, so we created an IICS. So we have to create this connection one time only. Just we created, right? So what we have to do now? We created the connection. So if you need any other connection, yes, you have to create new connection here. If connection type is not available, then you can find. For example, in later point of time, you want to know that, okay, how many mappings or session or task are using this particular connection, right? Sometimes you may need, okay, if I'm going to change this one, how many mappings it will get impacted. Then you can find this dependencies, right? So how many connections are using? Just click on the show dependencies. Just go to used by. You can find how many mappings or tasks will be showing here. So this is what you can find always in real-time project. We may need this one. And if you want to change the permission, you can change it, delete. And you want to make a copy of this connection, you can do, or edit. So you want to edit this connection, you can click on this one or click on this pencil icon. Okay. So you can change it. So I hope you are clear. So we created it. So when migrating to other environments, do we need to establish the connection again, or it will be there in the .xml? So while exporting this particular task or task flow, whatever we are exporting, so that time it will be the connection also will be included. Okay, so normally the connections are in mapping or mapping task or task flow, the connections are parameterized. Okay, so how it will be parameterized, I will show you. So only thing is connection name we will use, but the connection should be created in each environment. For example, this is dev environment. We have the connections pointing to dev database, right? So if it is production, so this connection should be pointing to production. So normally production environment, the connection will be created by Informatica admin team. So admin only will create it. So that same connection name, but it will point to production database. So as a developer, we have to provide this connection name alone. As admin, they will change this credentials. Okay. They will make sure that all the environments will have the same connection name, but it is pointing to different environments database. Okay. So I hope you are clear. So now click on this arrow mark, go to this data integration service. So data integration service. Okay. Go to this data integration service. We already created, go to explore here, explore. So we already created batch 26 as project name, right? Last time we created. If you haven't created, so just to create one new project. So you can name it your name also, or any name you can give here. Okay, just I created this one. So project name. Normally we will work for this particular project, right? So we will name it. Just go inside. You can create a number of folders here. Okay, we just created one project here. So go to new. Okay, new. We have to create a mapping. Okay, so I already explained here last time. We have seen that. Okay, first we have to create a mapping, right? So we have to create a mapping. So mapping will have source, target, in between it will have all the transformations. Then after creating a mapping, we have to create a mapping task and then task flow. In Informatica PowerCenter, we cannot run mapping alone or session alone, right? But in IICS, we can run mapping alone. Okay, we can run mapping. We can run mapping task. We can run mapping task flow. Okay. So just we will create a mapping. Go to new, go to this mapping. Okay, see here mapping. Just to create a new mapping. Okay, click on this, create it. And if you see this one, okay, so let me explain this particular view. If you see this one, by default, you will get mapping one. Mapping name is mapping one. By default, it will be invalid. So why it is invalid? Because source connection, target connection, we haven't provided it. So that's the reason we have this invalid. Okay, so we can save this mapping and you can see all the transformations here. So whatever the license we have, so all the transformations will be available here. Okay, so whatever the transformations we need, so just we can drag and drop. And left hand side, always we'll have the source. Right hand side, we'll have the target here. So this is the designer area. So this area is designer area. So Informatica has splitted this window into two different window. So one is this window to design and this window for giving all the informations. Okay, so you can, if you want, you can drag and drop. So this one, okay, and so you can see this window here, right? So if you want, you can maximize this window. Okay, I want to give more space, then maximize or restore or minimize. You want to maximize this window? Yes, you can maximize this window also. So this way you can do. Okay, left hand side we have all the transformations. Here we have, right? So this is nothing but arrange all. So in PowerCenter we have the arrange all, right? If we have multiple transformations, then if you want to make it arrange, yes, you can arrange it. Okay, you can see this one, the one bulb symbol, right? So this symbol represents the clear GPT. Okay, so if you do not want, it will Informatica, it tells that, okay, so you next after the source, you can use expression, router, filter. So this is what it will suggest you. But if you do not want, just you can turn off. So then it will not be available. So turn on, then it will be available here. Okay. So if you are doing that, okay, this transformations, copy or paste, that you can do it here. And so if you want to see that PDO, push down optimization, you can see here. So this one I will take later. And if any mapping you are doing that, it is showing that invalid here, right? So why it is invalid? You want to check, just to click on the tick mark here. Then it will show you that, okay, so validation. So why it is invalid? Just to click on this arrow mark. So it tells that why it is invalid. Okay, you can check here. Then, so here it is parameters. So you want to use input parameters, in-out parameters. So connection parameters, all this you can see here. But this one I will take later. But this is what you have to check. This parameters. Okay, if you can do undo. In Informatica PowerCenter, we don't have undo process, right? But IICS, we have the undo. Undo and redo, both we have. And what is this option? So if you have many transformations, for example, here, so we have many transformations, one by one, we have a lot of transformations are available. Okay, this way we have a lot of transformations. But if you want to check, this is bird's eye view. Okay, so toggle overview window in PowerCenter, right? So if you have multiple transformations, if you want to see that, okay, so all this flow, then you can check like this, toggle overview window we have in PowerCenter. So can I do undo? Yes. So we can do undo process here in IICS. So we can do undo and redo. So both we have. And here in IICS, we don't have any. So please note that in IICS, we don't have any debugger. So debugger is for developer to debug. So if you are creating a lot of transformation logic, then you want to know that how the data is flowing in each transformations. Okay, source. We have 107 records. Then how the data is flowing between the transformations. You want to debug it, we have the debugger in PowerCenter. But in IICS, we don't have any debugger. Then how to debug it? So we have the preview. Okay, each transformation we can preview how the data is flowing. So that is what we have the preview. So we have the working session. I will show you that preview also. Okay, so then just I maximize this window. You can see the source connection. Okay, we can do that source fields and partitions. So partitions I will take later. But now just I will go to this mapping one. So we have to provide some name, right? Go to general here. So which one I selected now? I selected source. You can see this blue color mark, right? So it represents I have selected the source and I have selected the target. And if you select target, then here target properties. If you select source, then here it will appear source properties. If you want to select entire mapping, select, so click anywhere in the white space. See here that the blue color mark represents here, right? So it is not there in source or target. Here it is showing that mapping. So now it's source, target, or mapping. So this is what you can do. So what is the mapping name? Mapping one, but always mapping name should be M underscore. So M underscore real time name. Okay, employees data load or whatever the name you want to give, yes, give. So please make sure that always you give small m underscore. Okay, so naming convention for mapping, small m underscore only. Okay, for always mapping, you need to give small m underscore. It's a universal naming standard for PowerCenter as well as IICS. Okay, so location. So where you have to save this mapping, that you can select. Browse it here. If you want to store it in the batch 26, yes, you can select here. Or within batch 26, you want to save this mapping inside this folder, then select this folder, click OK. See here, so location where you want to save this particular mapping. So description, okay, so you can describe something. This is the mapping for employees data load, something like that. Okay, so you can mention that. So it will read data from HR.employees and load it into core.t underscore employees. So this way you can mention here. So we have done this one. Just click on the source, select the source, open it, maximize this window. If you want to change this name, yes, you can change it. Just a naming only. Then go to the source. So here we have to provide the connection. You remember we created a connection in admin schema. So how many connections we created? 2 connections. Both are in Oracle, right? So that's what the connection. So we haven't created any parameters so far. But later point of time, we will create a parameters also. But as of now, we are giving the hard-coded connection here. So just to give that Oracle underscore SRC, then source type will be single object only. Single object only? Yes, single object only. So we have other options, multiple objects, query parameter. So these options I will take later. Okay, I will explain later. We will do that working session also. But as of now, I'm selecting single object. It means we are reading the data from one single table. So can I select views also? Yes. Object is nothing but tables or views, right? So we can read data from tables or view. Single object only. So what is the object? So whenever just click on the select, based on this connection, so Informatica, it will go and connect to the database and it will display the tables. So it's connecting now. it is displaying the tables, right? Tables are views also. You can see here, this view type is view. So either we can select view or tables. So just I'm selecting a view, sorry, table. In real-time project, we may select view also. View is nothing but virtual table. On top of the tables, we may create views. Source team might have created a view, and then they will give us the view name. But here we have the tables, just we will create the tables here. So if you have so many tables here in the database, you can search it here. Say, for example, if you want, you can just select this way, then it will show you that, so what tables are available. Okay. Then select OK here. Click OK here. So it will pull that particular table structure here. It will not pull any data as of now. It will pull only structure here. Okay. If you want to preview the data, you can click on this preview data. So then Informatica, it will connect to the database, and then it will show you this sample data. So only 10 records it will display. Okay, you can see here, only 10 records it will display here. That's it. You can click on done if you want. Okay, you want to check it whether it is correctly displaying or not. You can check it here, preview data. Okay, so then if you go down, you can see here filter, sorter, select distinct and advanced properties, right? Pre-SQL, post-SQL, all this. So all these properties are nothing but source qualifier properties. So this one we will see later. I will explain the source transformation separately. We will do that everything one by one. But as of now, we are not going to do anything here. Just click on fields. You can check here all the metadata, right? So employee ID, first name, last name. So all this data types and precision. For example, as of now, based on the data in the table, the maximum precision is 20. So if you go to this max of first name, so it will give you 20. But if you are thinking that in later point of time, the database team, they may load up to more number of records, sorry, more number of data length, 100. So they have given, or more than that. Okay, you can change it. You can edit it. How can I edit? So just click on this options, edit metadata. So you can edit this one to whatever the numbers you want. For example, 100, later point of time. So we can do up to, where we can do up to 4,000, but I'm just making that 100 here. So this way we can make, so native precision is nothing but whole number and scale is nothing but decimal point. But string will not have any scale, but decimal will have the scale. Okay. So this one also we will see later point of time, precision and scale and everything. We have the timestamp also. So timestamp or any other data type, if you want to see, you can change it. Okay. So date or timestamp. So date will have the only date, but here we have both timestamp as well. Okay. It will automatically take. So what is link path? So link path is nothing but in PowerCenter, we have right click and then we can make, so highlight the path, right? So how this particular column is populating in multiple transformations, how it is getting populated in target. So that is nothing but link path. Maybe if I'm going to create multiple transformation here, that time I will show you that link path. You will get the dependencies. Okay, so how this particular column is getting populated in target, or so you can backtrack the flow by using this link path. So if it is a table, no need to change any data type. It will automatically change. A later point of time, if you're thinking that, okay, instead of 11 columns, the source team, they have updated 12 columns or more than that, or they have updated this data types and everything. You want to refresh this particular structure, just you can click on this synchronize. So if I'm going to synchronize now, so this will be changed to 20. Okay. So because this one, I changed it, right? See, yes, synchronize has been changed now, 20. So it will automatically synchronize based on this source table. Okay. If you want to add any column extra, yes, you can add this column extra here, add. Or if you want to remove any column, you can remove. Or if you want to change this order, the column order, you can change it. And you can see different options. Maybe I will show you these options later. Then partitions we will see later. Okay. So just we have selected the source table, source connection, that's it. Click on this target, open it, go to target here. Okay, just to go to the target and target connection, we have to choose. Okay, single object only. Yes, correct. Object, what is object? So which object I have to select? 3 tables we have, but I have to select this object, right? Okay. So target object. So we can select existing target object or we can create new object at runtime. So if the target table is not available, Informatica will create at runtime if it is not available. So this option also we will see later. But as of now, I'm selecting existing target table. So click OK here. Since the particular user has only 3 objects. So I selected 1 object. And here operation. So what operation I have to select? Insert operation only. Yes, I have to insert the data into the target table. So what else we have? So insert, update, upsert. Upsert means insert else update. Okay. So delete operations, data driven. So these options somewhere you have seen in PowerCenter. Yes, it is nothing but update strategy. So target transformation to act as update strategy. In PowerCenter, we have update strategy. All the update strategy properties, they brought into this target transformation. But as of now, we will use only insert. So all remaining options we will see one by one later. So what is this truncate and load? So if I enable this truncate and load, okay, we have the target table here, right? We have the target table here. So Informatica here we have, and source we have here. So it will read the data from here. Informatica will read the data. It will go and write. If this table contains any data, so already if the table contains any data, so what Informatica will do? It will truncate all this data. Truncate means it will erase all the data before loading. It will delete all the data. Informatica, it will issue that truncate table name and it will freshly load new data. Okay, so whatever the data, so we have here. So that is what truncate table. Before loading the data, it will truncate. Enable target bulk load. So what is this enable target bulk load? So it is for performance improvement. Okay, so bulk load means, so normally Informatica will load one by one data to target, one by one. Okay, this one. But if you enable bulk load, so it will read batch by batch data and it will load bulk here. But in PowerCenter, if target contains any indexes, okay, index, the bulk load will not be supported, right? But in IICS, it will support. Okay. IICS Informatica itself, it will disable, okay, index, and then it will load the data. Target also, we have the pre-SQL, post-SQL, override, all this. We will see later point of time. Right? Okay, so I will explain this one later. But as of now, I'm selecting truncate target table and go to this target fields. So no need to do any changes here. Just go to the field mapping. This is very, very important. Okay. So normally in PowerCenter, we will do drag and drop the transformations, right? Just we will, if it is a one transformation, just we will drag and drop the field like this one by one. But here, IACS, it's called field mapping. So just to go to this field map operations manual. So go to auto map, just to select this smart map, then automatically it will do mapping. Okay. But you want to do manually, then clear mapping. Okay. So click on this 3 dots, clear mapping. If you want to do manually, yes, you can do manually like one by one. Okay. Like this you can do, or you can do smart map. So based on the naming convention, automatically Informatica will do that. Just click save now. Then this mapping should be valid. Okay, mapping was saved successfully. So after that, you can see mapping is valid now. So if you click on this validation button now, you could see mapping is valid, right? Yes. But where this mappings and everything has saved is in our system? No. So all this metadata will get stored in Informatica Cloud only. Okay, Informatica Cloud only, it will get stored. So we are done with mapping and everything. Okay, so in IICS, can we run this mapping alone? Yes, we can run mapping alone. In PowerCenter, we cannot run it, right? But in IICS, we can run mapping alone. How can I run mapping alone? Just click on this run and make sure that runtime environment. Which runtime environment we have to select now? If I'm going to select this runtime environment, okay, so what is the issue we will get? So please watch it here. So you may get this kind of error while running the mapping. Okay, if you are getting, click on this My Jobs. If you are getting this error, this is nothing but okay. So you have selected different secure agent. Why? So because just to go, you can click on this. You can hover your mouse on fail. You can see this one. It's showing that connect to database error, fail to connect database using this string, right? Connection string. So why? Just go inside the blue color mark. Then you can check here. So what is the error here? And here you can see database driver error. Whether it read the data? No. Zero records read from the source. And that's the reason no data load, right? So if you want to get complete log, you can download the session log. Okay, as of now, why we got this error? Because we created connection in local secure agent. You remember? While creating the connection, we created connection in local secure agent. But while running, I selected hosted agent, right? Cloud hosted agent. It means these connection credentials are not available in the in the cloud hosted agent. So if you want, so either you have to select local secure agent or you have to create the connection in the cloud hosted agent. Normally we will create connection in the local secure agent only. Okay, so we identify what is the issue. If you are getting this type of error, so please make sure that which runtime environment you have chosen. So now I will go to this mapping here. Okay, you can select mapping where left hand side window, you can select the mapping. Go to run. This time I'm selecting local secure agent because I created connection credentials here. Just to run it. Okay, go to my jobs. So here you can choose my jobs or you can go to this my jobs here on the left hand side window also. Just go to this my jobs. So now you could see 107 records has been processed. Success, right? Go inside. You can see here. This is the mapping name and success rows 107. You can see source 107 record read from the source and target 107 affected rows. If any error, it will display the error message. Always you have to check. So whether Informatica read from the source, it means source side we are good. We are seeing that 0 here, it means target side, right? So this is the way we have to troubleshoot it. Who has executed? So this user has executed through UI, through scheduler or through external scheduler. All this it will Informatica will display here. So instant ID 2, and this is the duration 9 seconds, and runtime environment, secure agent, everything it will display here. Error rows 0. So this is what. But if you want to download the session log, you can download the session log here. Download it and open it. You can check the session log here. Okay. If you are seeing any warning, that is not an issue. So if you are seeing the warning, it is not an issue. Okay. But if you are seeing any error, so that we have to check. So how to check the session log? Maybe I will take later so that you will get clear idea. Okay. But as of now, so we can go to this one. I already explained. Can we run mapping alone? Yes, we can run mapping alone, right? Just I will go to this target schema. I will check it whether data has been loaded. We have to check, right? Yes, data has been loaded now. All the data has been loaded. Okay, so now what I will do, manually I will truncate it. truncate the database. I'm doing the truncate table name, control enter, and the table has been truncated. Nothing will be there in the table. Okay, this time what I'm going to do, this is the mapping. For every mapping, we can create a mapping task, right? I already explained here. So what is mapping task? On top of mapping, we can create mapping task. In the mapping task, we can provide some configuration details, right? So just I'll go to this. So how to create a mapping task? Go to new. So just to go to the task, first we will create a mapping task. So what about other tasks? We will see later one by one. But just I will take this mapping task, create it. So what is the name of the mapping task? So obviously you can give MCT underscore or MTT underscore or MT underscore. MTT underscore employees data load, or you can put mapping name also, M underscore MCT mapping configuration task, or you can use MTT underscore or MT underscore mapping task, mapping configuration task. Anything is fine. Some project they will use MCT underscore. So please make sure that this MCT should be lowercase. Okay. MCT underscore is nothing but mapping task, mapping configuration task. Okay, so now we will select the runtime environment here and mapping. We have to select it. We have only one mapping as of now. Just to select that mapping, it should be valid. Select that, and you can see that mapping image also, it will populate and go to next. Okay, here. As of now, mapping task is invalid. So here you can see that schedule, right? Do you want to schedule this mapping task? Yes, if you say yes, then go to this run on schedule, then select the scheduler. You remember last time we created one scheduler, right? At daily 7 a.m. If I select the scheduler, automatically it will be executed every day 7 a.m. Okay. So daily 7 a.m. this will be executed, but I don't want to execute this on schedule. Just I'm going for manual run. Okay. So do you want any email notification if any task has been failed or warning or success? Normally we'll go for failure notification, right? So if you want, yes, you can put this email ID. Okay, so whatever the email ID you want, you can put failure or warning or success also. Normally we will not put success, because if you put success, so many emails will be created, right? You will get so many emails, right? Whenever it is getting succeeded, you will get an email. So normally we will not use success, but some critical load, we will use that success email. Okay, some critical load, we have to use success email. We should get it. So what are the advanced options? We have some command. Okay, before start reading the data, we have to execute some command. We have to put pre-processing command. After loading the data, we have to execute some command, post-processing command. How many number of logs files? So 10 logs files. Okay, 10 previous runs, it will have all the logs files by default. In Informatica, how many number of logs files by default it will store? Informatica PowerCenter, only one. If you want, you have to increase the number, right? You have to go to the session, there you have to increase by, but in IICS, by default, automatically 10 previous logs will get automatically stored. So schema change handling, asynchronous. Okay, so if any database schema changes, so we have to do it. Dynamic means automatically it will do, but this option we'll see later. Parameter file location, execution mode, ELT is nothing but PDO. So these options we have separate session. I will explain one by one. So advanced session properties. So if you want to make stop on errors, all this, just to go to this advanced session properties, click plus symbol here. So you can put some stop on errors, something like that. Okay. So I want to stop. Okay, error handling, stop on errors. If any one error occurs, we have to stop the execution. Then you can put stop on errors 1. If any one error occurs, it will stop the execution like this. you can put all the configuration details here. Okay, some properties. Just to save this, mapping task is valid. If you see the picture here, image, so this is mapping. So this one is mapping task. Okay, mapping task. One envelope is there, right? It's nothing but mapping task. Okay, can I run mapping? Yes, we can run mapping alone. Can I run mapping task? Yes. If you run mapping task, so it will in turn run this mapping only. So as of now, before running, I will show you that there is no data. I'm going to run this mapping task. You can see this my jobs. So now this is mapping task. Okay, not a mapping. You can stop, or you can clean stop, or you can go for download. Okay, what is the stop and clean stop? I will explain later. So while running, you cannot go inside. Okay, in PowerCenter, we can see the statistics, right? The throughput, all this we can see while running. But in IICS, while running, you cannot go inside. After completing only, you can go inside. You can check here. Okay, so how many record read from the source, target, if any error. So all this it will show you. So this is mapping task. Task name is, this is the one. Just to go inside, you can find the mapping name. Okay, this is M underscore is nothing but mapping name. Just to click on this mapping, then it will open this mapping window. So like this, you can check this complete mapping task and everything. Okay, so I hope you are clear. For example, you have already closed all this. Okay, all this you have closed, but you want to take that. After that, you want to take, go to this explore, click on this batch 26, go inside. You can find this mapping and mapping task here, right? You can ask one more question here. I created mapping and mapping task in this particular batch 26 project. So can I move it to some other folder later point of time? Yes, we can move. Just to select whatever you want to move and click on this three dots. Since I have selected two, both will be moved. Okay. So copy means the copy will be there in both place, but move to, it will move to whatever the place you want. I'm just moving to default. Select here, then it will be moved to default. You see here, batch 26. Now there is no object, right? But if you go to this default one, you can see here both will be available here. Okay. So this is what you can do, changes if you want one by one. So I hope you are clear. So how to create, I hope you can create one mapping, right? So you have to complete a similar way for other tables also. So just to complete for other tables, like 7 tables, at least 3 to 4 mappings you create. So why I'm asking you to create, because you will get some doubts. This tool will be, you will get used to this particular tool. Okay. And later point of time, if you want to do, if you want to check other, whoever has executed the mapping, you want to check statistics or status, just to go to this monitor, you can check others jobs as well. Okay, my jobs means only my jobs will be displayed, but all jobs will be displayed here. So whatever we executed previously, so everything will be displayed, location and all this you can see here. So whenever we executed, you can see the timestamp and everything. So it will be there here only. Just I will, 1 minute, I will summarize. So what you have to do, first go to this, always check whether runtime environments are running fine or not. Okay, at least data integration server should be up and running. And then create the connection. This is one time activity only. So one time we created, no need to create again. For example, now if I go and check the dependency, so how many mappings I can see for this one? How many dependent object for the source connection? So this is the runtime environment users, and then used by two object. One is mapping, another one is mapping task, right? So used by this connection, these many mappings are using now, mapping or mapping task. So this is what you can find the dependencies. We created the connection, and just to go to this data integration, and create a new mapping. It will take just 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes only. So go to new. So we created a mapping. Okay, so mapping we created and we provided a source target. And while running, we selected the secure agent. Then we created a mapping task. Okay, so what is mapping? Mapping task, everything we can see, and whatever you executed previously. So that recent jobs also you can see here. So I hope you are clear to do one mapping. Okay, so do it one mapping first, and let me know if you are finding any difficulties, and do other mappings as well. T underscore employees, T underscore locations also.